company. I worked there for a while too in high school.
This is the original building, I guess, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
The guys that owned it, both of them died and their kids sold it. And they sold all the equipment out of it. And the guy bought it that works on cars.
Okay. So now it's what? What is it now?
They work on cars in there.
Work on cars.
They
Okay. Okay.
Take wrecked cars and rebuild them.
Okay. Okay. Like
I'll
automotive
show you the
restoration.
junkyard
Okay.
They get them out of because he owns it too.
Okay.
When I was a kid, this down here was a gas station.
So where was the Paoli police before they bought that?
They were in the municipal building.
Okay.
They had bought that. They built it. Town built it. See,
Okay.
They get that. They get that casino money. Now, Brother Bill, him and his son owns that. Him and his son right there.
They own that?
Yes, sir.
They
Yes,
own
sir.
Adventure Boat and Camping Storage.
Yes, they do.
So he's got an income coming from that.
Oh yeah. And then
Okay.
his boy owns 3 or 4 bowling alleys.
Okay.
I'll take you over here through the old park.
Wow.
There used to be a little store called Hooten's there. My grandpa and grandma used to shop there.
Okay.
Hopefully they got the gate open here. I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
That's the Paoli Food Pantry right there, that little building. People that...
Is there a church that runs that?
No, it's actually just there's church people working there, don't get me wrong. This
Okay.
is called the JC Park.
Mm-hmm.
It's changed a lot since I grew up. I used to play basketball right over here. There's a basketball court and a tennis court right over here on this side.
Okay.
Right there. And our football team in the 60s used to play on that field, and the baseball team played on it.
Okay.
There used to be a pool, right? There was a kiddie pool right there and a big pool right over here. I used to come down here when I was a kid, and that's where I learned how to swim.
Is that right?
Yep. And it got to leaking, and it was going to cost more money to fix it than it was worth, so they just tore it down and made it into basketball courts. They should have built another one for the kids.
Is there a radio tower up there or something?
That's a cell tower.
Cell tower, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
They just had a carnival down here a week or two ago. They had their fall festival here. They had rides all in there.
Uh-huh. Okay. So they do an annual
Fall festival.
yeah, okay.
Usually it's in October or late September, but for some reason they did it ahead of time.
Now what's something big that they do in the summer here? Is there any kind of big summer events or no?
Well, the biggest summer event around here is Patoka Lake, really.
Okay.
And if you've been down to French Lick in West Baden, where Larry Bird lived,
Mm-hmm.
I can show you the house he lived in as a kid, and I can show you the one he built for his mom today if you want to go look at it.
Well, we can. I saw it once on the train. I think that you can see it from the train that goes up the.
His old house, not the new one he built his mom.
Oh, okay. You're talking about something different. Okay.
Yeah, that
Okay.
used to be the JC clubhouse there.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn it this way and show you where
Sure.
show you where I grew up at.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this
didn't used to be here when I was a kid. They put this in when I was about to finish high school. This road here.
Okay. Okay.
We used to walk up in the yards right here, and I'll show you where I grew up at. We used to walk from the pool up there. Sometimes we'd go up to the old railroad track and walk on it, which we probably shouldn't have, but we did. We always watched for the trains and stuff. There's that restaurant I was telling you about.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what's it called?
It's called
Super Burger. Super Burger. Okay.
This lady right here is the one that Sherry and them were going to talk to. She plays the bass fiddle.
Okay.
Big bass. Her husband played the guitar. And they used to do church music and stuff.
Okay.
And I got them to come out whenever I was the music director for a long time. A long time ago, though. I used to walk up this hill here from football practice because my parents lived out in the country. And I used to walk up here to my grandpa and grandma's from school. You know where that's at?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I've been to the school.
Right out that way. You're not supposed to go out there. It's a private deal, but there used to be an old tomato factory out there. And the train, let me back up here.
Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll show you where the train comes through here at. Do you see this little road right here?
Right here.
That was the train right away, and it went right across here, went all the way down to French Lick. It wasn't a main line. It was an offshoot from Orleans. Came down this way.
Okay.
And we used to have a We used to have I used to walk up this old hill right here. I put many a mile up this old hill.
Mm-hmm.
Get up here, this is called Horton Hill. And my grandparents lived at the apex of this hill. And my parents worked. And me and my sister, 2 sisters, and that old house has been there since about that, probably since about 1902 or 3.
Well, some of this is still farmland, isn't it?
No.
It's
no,
not. Okay, that looks like farmland back there. It's not.
All right, my grandfather owned this place right here on the corner.
Okay.
He had a little garage right there, and he worked on lawnmowers, and he worked at that factory I showed you down where that guy does the cars.
Okay.
And my grandpa and grandma lived there, and that big building there. When my mom and dad divorced, my mom married another guy, and his name was Don Pennick. I've got a half brother, and right here they had a double wide right there.
Mm-hmm.
And but anyway, he was a diesel mechanic, one of the best in southern Indiana, if not the best. And he built that building back in 1982. And I used to weld out of there. And when I didn't have welding to do, I helped him work on semis, him and his other son, Paul. That's a new house been built up here, and so's this other one. But my grandpa owned, at one time, all the way from that Post Street down there, all the way to this thing, and 150 back.
Wow.
And my aunt and my cousins, two cousins, my cousin Terry, the one's gay, I think I told you about him. And then his sister was a teacher down French Lick for 32 years, Springs Valley.
How did they become such dominant landowners? So just passed down from the family?
No, my grandma was from this area.
Okay.
My grandfather, my cousin owns this house right here. It's a rental house. The one that I told you is a multimillionaire.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And anyway, my grandfather was from Kentucky. He had a brother that lived in Indianapolis. I'm going to turn this down a little bit.
Sure. Okay.
He had a brother that was from Indianapolis, lived in Indianapolis, older brother. And he went up to stay with his brother so he could get a job, because Kentucky was pretty, this is called Monon Drive, named after the Monon Railroad.
This looks like a newer construction too, Steve.
Oh, no, all this in here is old
Oh, it is, okay.
Every bit of this was here when I was a kid, every bit of it, except for maybe some of these
That's some
trailers.
Bedford stone there, I guess, right?
Yeah. And anyway, he went up to Indianapolis, and my grandma went up there with her sister. Her and her other sister went up there to find work back in the early, like in 1922 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this house right here, this guy name was Wendell Cadle. He was the song leader at First Baptist Church where I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
His wife was a really good lady. They taught Bible school and all that sort of thing. And he was a very influential person in my life. Okay, you see these 2 apartments here? See number 3 there?
Mm-hmm.
Christine and I rented number 3 about 3 months after we got married.
Wow.
We lived there for about a year. But anyway.
Did you like it there?
Well, it was okay. It didn't look like that though. It was really a nice place. That used to be a church right there. That last building.
Okay.
We used to come down here and listen to them. They beat tambourines and all kinds of stuff. When I was a kid, we used to
probably like a full gospel or something.
I don't know what it was. Somebody even said they handle snakes in there, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I never did see that, but I heard that. Anyway, which I think's ignorant.
Yeah, me too.
But I ain't handling no viper snakes. I'm not.
And I even like snakes, but I wouldn't handle venomous snakes in a church service. Yeah, right.
Right here, this used to be the old railroad station. That building wasn't there. It was this way. Look here, Todd. It was this way.
Okay.
And it was over on the other side of that road, and there was railroad tracks went all the way down through there and over to where the chair factory used to be, way over there.
What was this real estate place?
That was an IGA store when I was a kid.
Okay.
But anyway, I was telling you about my grandpa and grandma. They moved back down here, and when the Depression really hit, they moved back down here because her mom and dad had a big farm. I'm going to take you on over this way and show you some stuff.
Okay, sure.
Used to had a big farm down there where the lake is now. Let me think of the name of the town. I can't think of it. Just give me a second.
Sure, yeah.
But anyway, that railroad went down through here. That was all flat. That's all been built up since then. The railroad went right down through here. And but anyway, a guy that used to live there in that trailer right there used to blow glass. He had a little trailer and he went around to fairs and all that stuff and blew glass. He was married to my mom's next oldest sister for about 2 years till my grandpa run him off. He was a bum, really.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so the railroad tracks run down through here.
Okay.
We had a girl that I went to school with her grandpa, and they found her in there dead about 2 years ago. She was on drugs and she went in there and killed herself.
Goodness.
That there was not woods when I was a kid. That was all railroad up there.
Okay, so they've just kind of let it go back to nature. Yeah.
And see, that railroad's been out of here now for about probably 30 years.
Okay.
But anyway, my grandpa moved back down. They moved back down here, and he went to work down there at that factory I showed you down there on the other end of town. He was a night watchman down there and fired the boiler. And in the daytime, he'd work 3 or 4 hours on lawnmowers and sewing machine, anything that had a motor on it, electric or gas. He worked on. He was self-taught, I guess. Anyway, to make a long story short, now this right here, I'll have to jump out a minute. There used to be a great big building here. It's called Paoli Chair. Great big building. It employed probably, I'd say 200 people. And it got to the point where the insurance said you're either going to have to build a new building, we're not going to cover you anymore because it was all wood.
Yeah.
Now that's been built since I was a kid. And the railroad comes right back up here. No, there's a car behind me. Right back here, right behind us where the railroad came through and went on down through there.
Okay.
Those buildings weren't down in there then. We're on the...
So was this just residential housing then down here? Or what was this down here?
There was a marathon jobber here that had handled marathon products. They were old houses back in here.
Okay.
When I was a kid.
People that worked there probably, right?
Well, yeah, all over town. They worked all over town. They got they made good money too because that company paid profit sharing. And I have an uncle and his wife that worked there, and both of them cleared about $80,000 when they retired from profit sharing. This used to be the state highway garage.